Hey, Sack Guy here. Today I've got the Walmart Dynamic Duo. These are the slide lock um, Ozark trail knives. Now, start off with back in August or so, Ozark Trail came out with the knife they're calling the Bug Out Killer. And as far as price goes, yeah, they are, or it is. But as far as blade steel goes, they're not. And I'll get into that in a few moments. This is not the original version of the Ozark Trail 7.5 inch folding knife. This is the second generation one. When I first heard about it back in August, September timeframe, you couldn't find these anywhere except on eBay, and people wanted like 3 and 4 times of what you would pay for it at Walmart. So I just waited till the second model came out and then trying to find it. I was going online and at walmart.com, and I would see, available, and I go to my local Walmart and they wouldn't have it. So I then went back online and it would show it's out of stock. Well, one day earlier this month, this is December of 2024, I went online again, saw that it was in stock, so I ordered 2, because I'd seen a review where someone said that one of the knives they got wasn't very good, and then they got a second one and it was better. So I figured I'll get 2 and then I can see if it's what's going on. And then I get an email and say delivery is delayed, out of stock, or something like that. And then I happened to go to my Walmart that day and went back to the knives, the outdoor section, looked at the knives, and they had these there. And they had like 4 or 5 of them. And I grabbed 2. Let someone else get 1 or 2 more themselves. So I grabbed 2 of them, and I figured, when I get home, I'm going to go online and I'm going to cancel my order. I got my 2. And when I got home, I had an email saying, your order has been shipped. Next day, I get 2 more knives. So now I've got 4. And I've got Christmas presents for people. Yay! So, gonna give some a friend and my kids, my sons, grandsons, a knife. So, start off with, both of these, like I said, are Ozark Trail. Walmart has them listed as 7.5 inch folding knives in their side locks. And you just pull this back and it unlocks it. It locks it closed. But you can, like I said, pull this back, makes it loose, and you can open it. Becomes kind of a gravity knife. Or close it, and you can do that a lot faster too. Or use the thumb stud. This one opens up really easy. Or flick it, and then this is the $5 version. The orange one is $10. This is the $5 version. It was in the Christmas racks that they put out, these large display boxes, and they had several different knives and multi-tools. The multi-tools, someone that I know got one, and it's not worth the $5. But this knife is built similarly to the Bug Out, except it has stainless steel blades, whereas the bug out has an SV30 blade on it. So, and again, has the side lock. You open it that way, close it. You have to be kind of careful when you're opening it, because if you flick it too much, it bounces. So if you're opening it up, you let go of it, that button real quick, and it'll lock it in place. Or use a thumb stud. And this knife, I would say, to open it with the thumb stud takes like from a scale of 1 to 5, it's a 2. This one is a 3. Neither one of them are real hard to open, but you can also, if sometimes you can get it to flick. The bearings on it are not as smooth as on the $10 version, so you can open it with the thumb stud, or let gravity do its work. Pretty easy. The go over this. The specs on these real quick. The specs on these are pretty much the same. Only difference is the weight. And I'll show in just a second how that is. The handle, when it's closed, is 4.25 inches. That's 108 millimeters. The blade is 3.25 inches, and that comes out to 82.6 millimeters. Fully open, it's 7.5 inches. That's 190.6 millimeters. This one weighs in at 2.2 ounces. That's 61 grams. And then the orange one weighs in at 2.7 ounces. And that's 76 grams. Now, as I said, this has all it shows on its packaging and online is that it's stainless steel blade. This is D2, and if I can, hopefully you can see that right here, it's showing made in China, and then right there it says D2. Now, I took these out, and I was in the garage. I had to cut up some cardboard boxes, so I cut them up a bunch. This one, after about 5 minutes of cutting, I would say probably around 10-15 feet of cuts, it started getting dull and dragging a lot. This one went for about 10 minutes before it started to drag. Both of them, I just took them to a strop, came back to very sharp blades. Now, on this knife, you can look in there, and it's just plastic. This screw right here is your liner. You got some stainless steel liners right here, and they come back to about the screw right there. And then the rest is just open plastic. It's got the spacers, but you can squeeze here and push those in. It's not that strong. This is a good knife for light cutting. If you have 1 or 2 boxes to cut up, you can probably just cut it up, throw them in the trash, no problem. The orange knife has stainless steel, well, I believe it's stainless steel, but it's got steel liners all the way through. It's a very stout knife. It would be real hard. You have to put a lot of force behind it to get to bend that. And it has D2 steel, holds an edge fairly nice. It's got ball bearings, whereas I believe believe this is probably more like a brass washer or something for your on your pivot, whereas this has ball bearings and it opens up a whole lot smoother. On the first model, you had a pocket clip and it was only on one side. This is the second model. It now has a spot where you can move that clip over to where if you're left-handed, you can turn it into a left-handed knife. You have thumb studs on both sides of the blade. These make some nice slicers. In my knife, this one has very little wiggle in it. And I've been playing with it a lot, just, fidgeting, watching videos and whatnot, and playing with it. On the $5 one, you can take the clip off, but it's not reversible. So, and then just to compare these two to a Benchmade. Blade's a little bit different, but as you can see on here, it says S30V for the steel. Benchmade. This will hold an edge much longer than the other two, but when I was at the store the other day, I was looking at it. When I bought this one, I got it. It was on sale for 120 bucks, and I was going, okay, I'll try it for that. And I bought it. Now I see that it's like 160. So you could get 16 of these for what you would pay for one of these. Is it worth it? For me, I already bought it. It's a handy little knife. I don't carry this that much. I mainly carry as my main carry knife is my Buck 110 Pro. But this is the same as the beige Ozark trail knife. You've got a short liner here, and then it narrows down and stops at that screw. And you can squeeze that in there. It's got a pretty decent blade. The the steel on it is good, and it's gonna cut through a lot of stuff if you're cutting cardboard and rope and so on. But it's not a very strong knife, in my opinion. So the average person getting one of these, yeah, that could be a bug out killer. Has the same type of operating system, basically the same size. The orange knife is a little bit bigger and a little bit heftier than the bug out. But again, for 10 bucks, can't complain. Well, you can complain, but it's only 10 bucks. Well, if you have any questions or comments about any one of the knives, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.